So a creator named Diamond Bolt on YouTube, he's pretty big, about 600,000 subs. He put out a video talking about trying to find the worst movie ever made. Now, let me tell you, it is hard to find bad movies, like really bad, but if you really search for it, you will find it. And tell me in the comments, what do you think are the worst movies that you've ever seen? Let's get it.
In the many creatively bankrupt years of my YouTube career, recycling more ideas and the poster designer for the Home Alone sequels, we have watched a lot of crappy movies. Cinematic tour de forces like Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4, Transmorphers 1 through 3, several unrelated movies called Among Us, and
Oh my
The
gosh.
Amazing Bulk.
What the hell is that?
Well, it ain't Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
But the idea
Oh, we're going obscure. We're going obscure film. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. I've seen some bad ones. Fun fact, I've also worked on other films. I've worked on films in the past. I did a project that came out on Tubi like a year ago. I filmed it like the year prior. Filmed a movie 2 years ago. I was part of the audio crew for that. I've seen what low budget looks like firsthand. It is something. Wait till you see it for yourself.
Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
But the idea for this video began just like any other night, where because I had nothing else to do, since it's not like I'm sleeping at the moment between the constant 45-degree weather every night and an aircon that sounds like an angry microwave.
Oh, Australia. He's from Australia.
Given that I've been spending that much time wishing I was dead, it made me kind of nostalgic for all the time that I spent watching these. And dude, I just feel like people hand out the title of the worst of all time like every 2 days, you know, like with Megamind 2 or the
There's
Snow
always a
White
worst.
remake. Melania just came out and it's already like the lowest rated movie on IMDb. Like,
with all due respect, there was not a documentary needed for Melania. There was not a documentary needed. There's some people who deserve a movie that should make a movie about their life. There are some that it's not necessary. That was a not necessary one. But I do think for a fact that it was review bombed very heavy for a very obvious reason.
it can't be that
Very
bad.
obvious
Yeah, no,
reason.
You guys are right. There's like so many things that could classify a movie as being the worst of all time. Slap together lazy cash grab sequels that no one likes.
Tooth Fairy 2? Oh man, I love that though. That was for me a personal favorite. Although I only watched it like twice. I didn't hate it. The Dwayne Johnson one was better, but yeah.
Movies that are offensive to victims.
Slenderman is definitely not. It depends. But Titanic 2?
Of recent tragedies.
No.
Movies like Food Fight and The Open House on Netflix that are literally not even finished. And Madam Web. Just all of
Web.
it. So I spent the last few days suffering through the best that the 15th page of Amazon had to offer to find the worst movie of all time. And now I'm going to tell you about
Disaster
it.
movie.
So I began my search in the most obvious place, the sites that everyone goes to base their opinions of movies on before they even see them. Now, I can tell you that in my thousands of wasted hours scrolling funny one-star reviews, that there's not many of these sites that have like an actual list we can go off of, and even less that people actually care about. Since every site has like a totally different answer to this question, since there's about a 40-year age gap between all of their users. Like if you gathered all of IMDb's active user base, it'd probably look like a nursing home. While everyone on Letterboxd are people like me who won't watch anything unless it's shown to them on Instagram Reels, which is why like most of their lowest rated movies are from like the last 10 years or so. Last year's War of the Worlds, for example, the movie where Ice Cube does a let's play of an alien invasion for 2 hours, was so iconic that at only the age of 6 months has already cleared through 70 years of film history to take the runner-up spot for the worst movie of all time.
And I feel bad because like that was supposed to be a really good like revolutionary film, and that it ended up not being the case. Because it's like, oh, it was filmed during COVID, you know, like it's supposed to represent like, oh, isolation in an emergency room, like in a situational room. Like, that's cool. But dude, there's a disconnect here. No, it was not going to be good. You see the graphics? Come on.
And I've seen this movie like 3 times, which I cannot wait to be reminded about on my deathbed, but I have to disqualify it from the running purely for the fact that it has Roderick Heffley in it.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
It's you.
That's fair.
It's you.
I'm sorry, women.
How could you, man?
But on this list was some incredible competition like 365 Days, The Emoji Movie, Cats, every single After movie, and Titanic 666.
110 years after the launch of the original, Titanic 3 will set sail in just a few hours on the same path as her namesake.
Oh my God, look at this ship.
It's kind of crazy that out of...
I'm sorry, bad acting's so good. Bad acting is so good to me. It's so funny. Just listen.
Oh my god, look at this chef.
Oh my, look at the chap. Like, the most exaggerated vlogger Valley Girl sound ever.
God, look at this chef.
It's kind of crazy that out of the probably millions of shit-ass Tubi movies
That's
and also with
bad.
the existence of a Pacific
That's
Rim
bad.
2, the only movie on the entire site to have a score lower than a 1 is Dragon Ball Evolution. A movie that condenses the entire beloved story of the most famous anime of all time into like an hour-and-a-half long Riverdale episode that makes bold narrative choices like trading Frieza for a gang of high school chuds and expertly adapting all of Goku's iconic character traits like getting bullied at high school and not only knowing what a woman is but spending half of the movie trying to sleep with one.
Just because my name is Chi-Chi doesn't make me a complete idiot.
Right, because there's a lot stupider names than Chi-Chi. I'm not saying that Chi-Chi's a stupid name. I'm just saying that it's not normal.
I just overall has
I
like
wanna
about as
forget
much
about this
commitment to
movie.
The OG show is the single strand of blue hair on Bulma.
I forgot about that. Oh, he's got such a good point. Oh my gosh, this movie was terrible.
But at least they made sure to get right everyone's favorite thing about the series, though, which is having Goku look like he's trying not to shit himself in every single fight scene.
I am Muten Roshi, the Invincible!
My grandfather is dead.
The only impressive part about it is their restraint to like not immediately throw in like the most chopped attempt at a Vegeta or Super Saiyan in there, but that was definitely just to save them for like the 5 sequels that they never made. But you know, even after saying all that, I don't think this is our man. Purely for the fact that if it wasn't like 90 minutes of people LARPing as Dragon Ball characters, it wouldn't be anywhere near close to being on the same list as like Swiped with Noah Centineo.
Do you really want to pay for a movie?
Wait.
I'm gonna say the C word. I know we don't like to say it, alright? Here we go. Commitment.
The Avatar fanbase has been under a mass psychosis since 2010, but I still don't think it's that bad, dude. Like, calling it worse than the entire 365 Days franchise is a big call, okay? Trust me, I've seen all of them. Like, as a Dragon Ball movie, yeah, you'd get more
It's bad.
accuracy from fucking epic rap battles, but like, on its own, I don't know if I could crown this like the worst of all time on account of it still having things like effects, a story, and acting.
It
I'm not saying
technically
any of those
did.
things were good, but we're really going to miss having them in a minute. Another movie that dominates a lot of these lists is Movie 43, a film with the most embarrassing collection of Hollywood stars since the...
Wait. What,
It's a lot
can
of
I just
these
see the
lists
stars
is
for a
movie
second? Because
43.
I've seen this recommended before and I never watched it. Wait. The biggest cast ever assembled for the most outrageous comedy ever made. Elizabeth Banks, Kristen Bell, Halle Berry, Anna Faris, Jackman, Terrence Howard, and then just threw Johnny Knoxville in just because. Yo, what are some of these people doing here? Liev Schreiber in a comedy? Uma Thurman's in this? Yeah, okay. The closest he's got to comedy was when he was in the movie Goon. Grace Moritz. Oh, automatically a bad movie. Chloe Grace Moritz is in it.
A film
Yep.
with the most embarrassing collection of Hollywood stars.
This
since
is a
the
little
Epstein
crazy.
files.
I suck them all the time. If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be? My superpower would be sucking.
One with so much talent somehow involved in a film that opens with Hugh Jackman having a giant nutsack on his face and then somehow only gets worse from there, that you do have to wonder if the premiere for it forewent the standing ovation for an involuntary moment of silence for everyone's careers.
Yeah, you squeeze and touch her butt.
What I did find out during this movie, though, while Lifeline put me on hold, is that for some reason, IMDb's lowest rated movie of all time has a higher score than the 4 movies that are ranked below it.
I'm still processing what I just watched from movie 43.
Popularity or something, so that it's a bit more proportionate, which, I mean, I guess makes sense if you want to be lame about it.
I
If
also
you go to
didn't
the
think
user
that
rating,
other
though,
movie
it's
was
a
that
totally different
bad.
story, 'cause then you
Disaster
get a list
movie?
of
It was
movies
bad
that
movie.
the
It was
entire
disaster
Western
movie, but
Hemisphere doesn't even know exists.
definitely wasn't the
and
worst.
Also food fight.
That was a perfectly good bag of chips.
So it turns out IMDb's actual lowest rated movie is something called Smolensk, but like 2 seconds of lazily Google searching it tells me that it's because it's some like Polish propaganda conspiracy movie. Yet I'm sure you can tell, having been 10 minutes in this video already, that I'm not exactly going to be like a compelling voice for European politics. So back to IMDb's lowest rated movie, as long as you squint a little.
Disaster movie.
Let's see if it's really the worst, though.
Everyone remembers the Scary Movie movies, but for some weird reason, no one ever brings up any of the 5,000 attempts to recreate them that all collectively have a lower Rotten Tomato score than the entire Birdemic franchise.
Birdemic? Oh my gosh. Dude, Birdemic is a crazy pull.
movie.
That's a
but for
wild
some
poll. That's
weird
ball
reason,
knowledge
no
right
one
there.
ever brings up
That is ball knowledge right there. Birdemic.
any of the
Wow.
5,000
Date movie, epic movie, Meet the Spartans, disaster
attempts
movie.
to recreate them.
Vampires suck. I remember that one
They all
too.
collectively have a lower Rotten Tomato score than the entire Birdemic franchise.
That's terrible.
My brother made me watch the Fast and Furious one with him a couple years ago against my will, and there was a scene where they were like infiltrating a place while completely naked that went on for so long that when my mum got home, she thought we were just watching porn. Even some of the crappiest movies still have like something to like about it. Jack and Jill had Dunkachino. Norm of the North makes for an incredible drinking game. Space Chimps 2 ends. But disaster movie is the worst kind of movie. One that, much like my 12 years of schooling, immediately left my brain the second it wasn't in front of me. If the worst crime of the other movies they made was that they weren't funny, disaster movie mocks all of them by not even having any jokes. It's just 90 minutes of never-ending Family Guy cutaway gags with no punchline other than borderline copyright infringement.
Indiana Jones?
Indiana, my ass.
Disaster movie doesn't have the usual things that you'd find in a movie, like, you know, a story or basic respect for your time, but still has time for so many poop and fart jokes that the only part of it I enjoyed was pretending that the credits were an obituary. You could have told me that my house burned down in a freak accident, and I would have been less upset than finding out I was only halfway through this movie.
I'm lactating. Moo.
At this point, I knew I was getting closer, both to finding the answer and also to death. But just before I thought I'd found our winner, I realized that my dog was absolutely locked the fuck in on this movie. So, you know, at least we found their target audience. But I gotta say, Disaster Movie worked very hard to earn its well-deserved top spot, so let's see how it compares to our final site. And another from like general audiences, but we're just going to ignore that because I remember that includes people like my mum, who every single time I've seen watch a movie will not look up from the level of wordscape she's been stuck on for the last 4 years and then complain she doesn't know what's going on. Now the problem with Rotten Tomatoes is that their rating system
Good point,
sucks.
mate. Good point.
I mean, IMDb and Letterboxd don't work remotely the same, and yet whenever they can
That's
agree
true.
on something being complete arse, there's always that one guy on Rotten Tomatoes that still gives Titanic 2 a 15%. The way that Rotten Tomatoes works, for those of you who aren't as vitamin D deficient as me, is that a 0% doesn't mean it's like a 0 out of 10. It just means that 0% of the people that reviewed it actually liked it. 0% of those reviews were positive, but that could mean they were anywhere from like a 0 to a 5 out of 10, right? And then the same goes the other way, right? Like if every single person gave Transformers 2, which is in the corner of the room for some reason, a 6 out of 10, it's going to come up as like the greatest shit of all time. You get it. I don't have to keep... You understand.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought those movies were graded differently. I thought it was graded as like, how good is it out of 10? Like out of 100, what would you rate the movie? I didn't know it was actually graded based off how many people gave a positive review. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
0% rating a little less funny, but at least they still got their own
That makes it
Wikipedia
worse.
page to immortalize their shame. But there's only one of these that has 117 negative reviews, the most on the entire list by a huge margin, which means it's got to be absolutely poo-poo, right? And that movie is Ballistic X vs. Sever. With Antonio
Never heard of it.
Banderas and Lucy Liu and Darth Maul.
Those are
we
two
sure they
really
didn't
good
make this movie up, like,
actors.
3 minutes ago. Directed by Chaos. You mean the guy from Skylanders? And this movie was actually kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, beautiful. What? Oh! 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 My nose!
I'm not gonna say like I didn't sit there in absolute silence for 90 minutes with literally nothing of value to say about it, and that there weren't lengthy scenes in this movie. I was having a generational run on Subway Surfers. But in spite of its ChatGPT-ass name, the fact that this movie had like actual real stunts and explosions and a soundtrack that goes way harder than it needed to automatically made it better than the other thousands of dad slop action movies I've been forced to sit through by male family members over the age of 45.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I might not be able to tell you what the movie was even about without skimming the Wikipedia page a couple of times, but I think if anything that just goes to show how arse Rotten Tomatoes is, that when a movie that everyone unanimously agreed is like the most 5 out of 10 movie ever made is considered as even being in the same ballpark as Baby Geniuses 2.
It's playtime.
Baby Geniuses 2?
So, now we have all our answers. So,
Another ball
now what?
knowledge poll.
How do we figure out which one of these is the most bad? Well, between all of these equally strong contenders, it's Disaster Movie. I fucking hate this movie so much. But I wanted to be absolutely sure that we'd covered all of our bases. And by using the power of basic grade 2 level math, I thought, what if we combine all of these lists and then work out an average score? So I took the bottom 10 from all 3 of these sites, chucked in their ratings, and then spent 15 minutes trying to work out how to average something in Excel. And just like that, we finally have our answer. In 3rd place, we have Food Fight, which, yeah, that checks out. The runner-up
Food
is a
Fight should be
movie
there.
called Saving Christmas, which I watched, and trust me, it's not important.
I love everything about it. I love the music, I love the carols and the hymns, I love all the kids.
But we now know that the worst movie of all time, with an average score of 1.6 out of 10, objectively, is... What the fuck is 2025, the world enslaved by a virus?
It's 2025.
What?
The world as we have known in 2020.
What is this movie?
Doesn't exist anymore, and communism is all over the place.
2025, the world enslaved by a virus, is what I can best describe as like the Kevin 11 of cinema, in that it takes a little something from every other bad movie to become something somehow even worse. It has enough shitty acting to rival The Room.
Are you a traitor? Did you sell us out?
I didn't sell you out. What do you mean? I don't know who's at the door.
Nobody knew that we were here.
It's directed by someone that should probably be in jail. Every scene indoors is shot like an...
Oh my gosh, no! No!
We're here. It's directed by someone that should probably be in jail.
Are you... No, 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 this is not happening right now. Oh, I can already tell it's so bad. But this is just the cherry on top of how bad it is. Oh my gosh.
Every scene indoors is shot like an Adobe
The director's a
tutorial
groomer.
video. I mean, there's nothing this movie can't do, except get through a single line of dialogue without fucking it up.
Those movies seem so far away.
True.
And now 5 years later we have...
And this happened.
Wait, what?
True.
And now 5 years later we have...
And this happens so many times, and they just leave it in the movie anyway.
See, when I sleep, I can't sleep anymore.
Those films about the countries in the Middle East where Christianity was illegal.
They have nothing to say anymore.
The whole thing's about, like, after COVID took over the world, the government made things like Christianity illegal, but not if this guy has anything to say about it. He doesn't care about laws, you know, given that he met his in real life girlfriend when she was 14 years. He doesn't care about laws, you know, given that he met his...
No way. She was 14?
in real life girlfriend when she was 14 years old.
And if it is the police, we're not gonna stop singing because of the government. We're gonna trust God.
This movie starts with like a sick-ass car chase of what I imagine are the movie's investors hunting down the director after seeing the finished product, which got me excited thinking the rest of it wasn't going to be 70 uninterrupted minutes of unscripted small talk.
The excuse was virus. Something they sold us as a super deadly killer virus. The state leaders started to take away our rights.
The final season of Stranger Things will be jealous of how much of this movie is just people reiterating the same thing for an hour and a half. Almost the entire movie is just them sitting in a room and brainstorming like a plan that they then go outside and do by spraying a bunch of fish everywhere, which like attracts the attention of a new person who they then bring back to the room to talk about it for 10 minutes. And this goes on for an hour and a half.
All right, what did Corona do to Jesus?
Nothing.
Okay.
As both their movement and my suicidal thoughts grow, they go from talking inside of a room to talking outside of a room, and begin employing a potentially illegal amount of montages to defeat the coronavirus.
Our whites became gray, mixed by the government. They decide when your children get born, what job you get, and when you should die. But the freedom that was taken from us.
And when I first saw this, I cried. because I found out I was only 14 minutes into the movie. And on account of most of the runtime being like a barely edited podcast, there's really not that much else for me to tell you about it. Like, the main guy confesses his feelings to a girl at some point, and then they make out, but like in a way that leaves room for Jesus.
I know it will be hard, but
Okay, that's pretty good.
in the
That's a pretty good
center
line.
of
I see exactly what he means.
it can last.
It will last if we put him first.
And then he gets shot in the head and dies. And that's how it ends. Hey, can I be next? I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think we might have found it. Because, dude, not even the greatest friend group in the world and lethal amounts of alcohol could ever make me want to sit through this again. So, there we go. The irrefutable, objective, worst movie of all time. So, what do we even get out of doing this?
I really thought Disaster Movie was the worst.
I don't know, but the project is pretty sweet, right?
I don't even know what we watched. I seriously don't want to believe that that was the worst movie ever. But I don't think there is a world where I can sit here and say that there was a movie worse than what we just saw there at the end. The acting was terrible. The camera work was terrible. The structure of the story was terrible. The script was terrible. The edit was terrible. The acting was terrible. It's like they had no time to shoot it. They had the tightest deadline in the world. And they're like, hey, we got a week to shoot this and have it out and edited and ready to go. And they just kept everything in, even though it all should have been retakes. And I can't even, at least in terms of production value with the other movies, there was more benefit. There was more good stuff that you could find. In that movie, 2025, the coronavirus film, nothing at all redeeming in the slightest. I can't believe I just sat through that and I'm still alive. And keep in mind, I loved Disaster Movie. It's so disastrous, I kind of enjoyed it because I wanted to see how much worse could it get. But I enjoyed how much worse it got. When a movie is so bad, you start to think it's good. That's how bad the movie is. But if you actually enjoyed it, that changes things. It's bad, but I'll watch it. Like, it's so bad, I want to watch it again. But yeah, the worst movie of all time.